Remaking Artwork here, and welcome to my channel. So basically, I told you guys I wanted to display some artwork, some art, and do some things related to my art and stuff like that. Now, going into this, I realize art's not going to be my biggest strong suit since I like gaming mostly, and I haven't really had the get up and go to work on my art since I started doodling probably when I was in middle school. Late middle school actually though, so it was like I was an early teenager. Then I went into a dark spell when I was in high school, so I didn't really draw too much. I just now got more into making art and stuff like that, and it's fun to do on occasion and maybe later like in a side hobby. But for now, my main thing is I want my gaming stuff going. I don't mind doing animations. Right now I have a 2D animation software I really need to start working on. I have all the software is the big problem. The only thing I'm really wanting to do that I'm lacking a little bit but not really lacking is one of those tablets that actually has a screen on it, so you draw on that tablet instead of having to constantly look at the screen, which is what I have to do. That's the only issue. So this on the right is just a little logo symbol I kind of made up, and you know, it's not that hard to really copy and do. Really, all I did, let's see, I used the ellipse tool and use the shift, of course. If you're not familiar with Illustrator, I use the shift to use the where's that? Okay, so it was about, we'll say 20 picks or 20 stroke wise in that. So next, really, it's just one big ellipse. Sorry if you can see that thing, but it's just one big ellipse circle. Not really ellipse, it's a circle, and then these are basically just lines. So for the most part, they're curves going down like that. Let's see the next one. I think this is a few lines actually. That goes there. Wait, hold on, not do that one yet. Then you got this. Oops, I did something wrong there. Hold on. And then you got about that. No, it's a little bit upwards, so it's there. Nope, that don't work. Then you connect those two. You do something like this. It's more of a straight shot, my bad. And then you could just basically, take the paths and edit it that way, so it's more of a straight line like this. Oh, that's gonna take us some time though. That's gonna take us some time though. That's basically it. But other than that, it's just curves. Yep. Nope, that one's more of a that. So, of course, obviously, it's not really identical. I mean, I could take probably another 15, or I could take another probably 20 minutes to get this working to be more identical. But I'm just showing you something I did in my spare time. Now, obviously, it's not the greatest thing, but this is just what I do for the most part. Like I said, I got the most essential stuff. Now, I don't really do speed paint, speed draws, whatever the fuck those things are, because I'm not really good at coloring things for the most part. Now, with that said, I do have ideas. Like I have the story idea. I do have the comic strip I've been working on, but it's really rough details. I could really... My problem is I don't have the patience anymore to take fucking like 12 hours to make one page. I do have the time, I just don't have the patience to really be going on it. I want to do other things in my life too. Like I want to start working on Photoshop and photography in itself. But again, I don't really have the patience or the willing ability to work on it. I need to work on that myself. God, it's been awful. But the other news is I'm actually beginning to be more myself in front of the camera. So obviously you've heard that with the cussing and the randomness. That's who I am without camera ability, especially when I play games, mostly Madden. I just destroy. Other times it's just complaining. So, again, this is just a little art piece I did on my that I did a while back. I could show you guys a new one. Let's see. Let's go open. Here is... Okay, so my mom back in the day wanted a banner of circles, right? It's supposed to, I think it's supposed to really resemble a check mark. But in order for it to really resemble that, you could see it going this way. But for that, I think what you want to do, whoops, let's go back to that V. What you want to do is collect them all. There's a Pokemon. Collect them all and kind of do that. Now, it's also kind of in the shape of a foot, if you can see that as well. Again, this is... I made the circles in here. Now, with that, I did different colors. I don't know. I know it's just yellow, purple, orange, and a little bit of red color palette. Now, I took all these circles. I took this whole real image, and I moved it into Photoshop, and I used that little image editing software there, and I made that into an animation, which we ended up putting on a website, which obviously no one apparently liked. There's something, I don't know what it was, but I liked this. This was one of the, I do have animations backgrounds. I actually think I still have an animation set on my YouTube channel of the animations I did for a class. Now, this was just with me messing around with brushes. You could kind of see the stuff in there. I don't really want to open them all. See, this is just my character. I need to work on more stuff being shapes. This was supposed to be like one of those pterodactyls. And I moved them all to my portfolio, trying to get that stuff going. This was just this is one of my first drawings, actually. It's really blurred out, so you can't really see too well. I'm actually better at drawing weapons and straight lines like that than I am anything else. Again, I don't know what that really was. There's a scythe I made. That's the thing I brought in. This was actually... They give you tutorials of how to make stuff, and this is my best attempt, really, at making a camera inside of a circle. I like it. I like the color palette I did with it. It's really cool for me. This is a spiral thing. I just been messing around. I was messing around with the spiral tool and a round rectangle. That's what I got. It reminded me of the thing from the Leaf Ninja, almost, in Naruto, and also of the Airbender. Now, that's more scythe I brought in. This is just a fudged up person I did. Again, I was just using shapes, and I'm not good with hair too much. I finally figured out how to do the hair, but that's it. This one was pretty hilarious I did. This was also just lines for the most part, and the ellipse, or the circle in the background, but it's hilarious. It reminds me of like an old dude from a video game. This was actually a handmade design I made myself. I put this I made this in my drawing notebook, or my sketchbook, I guess you could call it. And it was basically just a triangle, and then this other part was kind of just lines that kind of looked like a triangle. My little sister thought it was the Illuminati symbol. I'm like, fuck no, get out of here. Then it's a circle. Now the circle is, I don't know if you, when I first made it, I knew I wanted to make it sucking in like energy, but it looks like he's just blowing out smoke. So that's what that is. I had to go in and color it in Photoshop, but that's the outlines from there. I made this heart in Illustrator. It's a little bit janky, but who gives a shit? It's not perfect. I'm getting better at not taking criticism to the problem. Now also, constructive criticism I'm okay with. It's the negative comments that really, it gets to you at a point, but you just gotta get over it. It's like, I don't give a fuck. This was a fucked up person again. Like, seriously, my people look really weird. Now this was just, I don't know, it was my attempt at a weird, cute looking thing. This, I'm gonna actually bring up. Now, this is some anime eyes I've actually made. Now, I know the coloring, actually. I like this character itself. Now, I like the glossy character look. Yeah, get away from those lines, right? But it's really fun to do. This was mostly just lines and circles. This one was in some ellipse tools. But it's really cool. I did some, I think, calligraphy thing, pen, brush. I don't know what it was. But that's it. Yeah, this is my basic artwork. Now, obviously, some of those things I've made in Illustrator. I think actually all of them with the AI extension. But for most other things, I've made in Clip Studio Paint. Let's see. Oh, I can't show you on this screen, but I have Clip Studio Paint and Moho, the cheaper versions, because I'm pretty much a cheap ass. You know, I ain't paying that shit. Now, other than that, again, this is just my attempt at artwork. I want to get this video going. I'm thanking you guys for looking at my Madden videos. I'm thinking I'm just gonna skip doing the commentaries over it right now and just do a stream on the off season, and I'll let you guys know with that happening. But yeah, I don't expect to be a majority artwork person. I think what my thing is, I would have the more patience and the more motivation if people would actually fucking collab with me. Like, I've contacted so many people, gaming-wise, that no one wants to work with, and no one's replied. So it's getting really on my fucking nerves. Maybe I'm just going to start contacting, after this, I'm going to start contacting some art YouTubers and just work with them. See if they'll actually work with me and do something fucking there. Maybe that's how I take this role. Now, I'm getting angry, and I don't mean to get angry, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I've been working on this stuff, and I know it takes time. I'm not against the time taking it is, and it looks like my videos aren't used with the best, or just look like they're just put together, but they're not. I do take my time. Those Madden videos, although are really choppy and you don't see too much of the action, my goal is to bring you guys more of the big time plays. I gave you guys the first series of each team, the first go at it, and then after that, it's the big time plays, the turnovers, the scores, the big plays that you just don't see normally, stuff like that. And then I show you guys that. Now, my sliders I'm actually okay with because the games are good. They're just really high up. But that's it. You know, I'm going to stop complaining now. We're going to get something going else. I'm trying to change up my personality. Something like that. We're going to get more random. And some weird-ass fucking accents. I don't even know what this one is. It sounds like a mixture of Kermit the Frog and my deeper voice. Fuck. God damn it. Alright, so thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I know I don't like asking them, but who gives a fuck? Like, do all that shit, and goodbye.